And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone doing today? And the goals are stupid right now. Hold on. Let me fix it. Here we go. Um. Okay, so I know we signed Artie Burns. That was a few hours ago, but I'll make a video about it in a second here. We're getting off to a slightly late start today. Has anything happened other than the stupid Baker Mayfield rumors that are irritating me? I Jackson. Wait, Gabe Jackson's gone? I saw the Darius Williams thing. Hooper got released, yeah. Oh yeah, JC Jackson, that was yesterday, man. Yeah, I remember that. Come on. Hurry up. Oh my god, Streamlabs, you sack of shit. Streamlabs, you suck dong. Jesus Christ. It wasn't like this yesterday. Washington released Matt Ioannidis. I always kind of liked him. Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. You know how much I would love to go 0-17? You know how much I would love to go 0-17 at this point? You guys have no damn idea. Yeah, I saw the Carl Nassib thing. Yeah, we're running a little behind today. Running a little behind today. I think Burns will become the starting nickel. Okay. Hopefully we cut Ugo. I don't want Ugo here no more. Yeah, Artie Burns has good PFF scores, man. Hey, JP. No problem. All right, guys. So we've got like almost, I think, 200 people in here right now. So thank you everybody for coming out for day three, aka the first day of actual free agency. So, I mean, I guess there's still time for this team to back out on some of the stuff they did. But realistically, we're just going to use that opportunity to make our deals official. And then we will see what else we do. So, please like the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you would like daily Seahawks content. Become a channel member for $2 or $5 a month. We need, I think, 10 more members for another emoji or something like that. And donations via Super Chat are always appreciated. They show up in the donation goal. We're going to try to get to $100 again today. I don't want Tyler Huntley. He would cost assets. I guess, but probably not, Robert. Penny's talking to the Rams. That's not good. It does spending. It is day one. That's intended. Why would Penny be tired of Carroll? Why would he be tired of one of the most run first coaches in the league? Carroll's stupid ass didn't bring Penny back for three meaningless games in 2020. He wouldn't even be a free agent right now. He should be grateful. So, how advanced are these Baker Mayfield rumors? Is there any reason to believe they're real yet, or is it just people talking? Because I think you might have to give something up for Baker, and I'm not down with that. I want to get somebody who is worthless like Goff. No problem, Caleb. Yeah, Artie Burns is definitely going to be worth 2 million. Baker's definitely not good. But maybe better coaching could help him. You never know. But I don't think he's the guy. The only thing I like about Baker Mayfield is his attitude. I do like that. Hold on. Let me check something here real quick. If you trade for Baker Mayfield, you're on the hook for about 19 million, and then he's a free agent. So that's not bad. I don't mind that. So I guess I'd be okay with it, but I'd rather get Goff. I think you could pay. I think the Lions would pay you to take Goff. That's what I'm interested in. I don't know what triangle strategy is. Chad Henne back in Kansas City. Yeah, Michael, we'd send them something, but I think it would be less than the fourth. Okay, so after I'm done eating, I'll make a Baker Artie Burns video. I won't make the Baker video until we get more concrete info there. Well, go Hawks. You would have to pay. You would have to agree to pay a lot of Matt Ryan's money. So the Falcons would probably pay you to take that. They would pay you a lot because you'd be taking on so much dead cap. You might get like a second round pick. I'm way more interested in that than Baker. You would have to give stuff up to get Baker. Not a lot, but you'd have to give up something. Does Baker have small hands? I actually don't know. I mean, Baker had Odell and Jarvis Landry. That's pretty good. Hey, Risk. All right. So far, that's about all we've got. Yeah, if Deshaun goes to the Browns, that could be really interesting. I don't think Carroll wants to tank. I think Carroll feels like if he tanks, the fan base will turn on him so bad he'll get fired. Spitface77, welcome to the stream. Brother's still out there. If we traded for Matty Ice and gave him an extension, I would become a Jaguars fan. Is Eric Flowers good? Like, I don't know. I feel like he's a bust. I'd love to rebuild. I'd love to rebuild. Pretty good guard? Okay. Yeah. Whew. Falcons never processed Matt Ryan's restructured contract. Maybe he's easier to move then. Interesting. I would not be terribly happy, Brandon, unless it's very little capital. Okay. I don't know if that's even true, Complex. Apparently, we didn't even try. We didn't even make an offer. Apparently, we didn't even want him. I don't think you need to even give Winston that much money. Remember what he signed for with the Saints? Very cheap. Oh yeah, Wilson might be the most money hungry player in the NFL right now. I mean, I think a vast majority of players are money hungry though, so it's not that big of a deal, but it is it is not a nothing deal. All right, everybody. All right, guys, we're getting off to a little bit of a late start today. I know I'm a couple hours behind on this one, but we have finally made an outside signing. The Seattle Seahawks have made an outside signing. We have picked up cornerback Artie Burns from the Chicago Bears, formerly a first round pick with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Definitely a Sean Desai pickup. So this guy had a pretty good year last year for the Bears. He had a very nice PFF grade. It was pushing close to 80. So logically, he's going to fit in with whatever Desai is going to do. He played better for Chicago overall than he ever did in Pittsburgh. And it makes sense. He played a lot of nickel for the Bears, which tells me that we may be looking to move off of guys like Ugo Amadi and maybe even Marquise Blair. But the deal is just 1 year, 2 million. So if it doesn't work out, it doesn't really cost us anything. Easy to move on from. Easy to just let him go at the end of the year. But that makes sense to me, right? You can't really go wrong for 1 year, 2 million, right? Like even if he barely ever gets on the field for you, you can't really go that wrong, especially in a year that figures to be like what we're looking at for 2022, which as of right now looks like an approximately 4 or 5 win team. But Artie Burns had good coverage metrics last year, and in this new defense with this new coaching brain trust built around the defense, it makes sense. So I like it. Artie Burns was not necessarily somebody who was high on my radar, but I don't think that's because I thought there was anything wrong with him. I was just taking a look at some other guys. But I think we may have our nickel corner going forward. I've been hoping that this team would move off Ugo and bring in another nickel. It seems like Artie Burns is that guy. So we got him at, in my opinion, a little bit of a steal based off how he played last year. He actually played very well for the Bears in their game against the Seahawks last year, by the way. So maybe that's something that we noticed. So I think that Artie Burns is a nice little pickup to start the day. But we got more work to do. We got more work to do if we're going to try to define what this season is going to be. So relatively excited about this one. It's not a big deal, but it is an indicator that Sean Desai has a say in the way this defense is being put together, and it does indicate that we are going after some of the players that he's coached. Like you may see Akeem Hicks next, which I think would get a lot of people excited. All right, guys. See y'all later. Go Hawks. We're going to be streaming all day. We've got a press conference with Pete and John. And yeah, we'll see what else we have up our sleeve. Peace out. Keeps trying to restructure with Tyreek. Wilson leaving is nowhere near as bad as A Rod. We won a Super Bowl with Wilson. Old Town Scout since 1996. Jacob Kessinger, thank you for the $5. Brett Coleman said Snyder holds the 51% over Pete now for personnel. Have you heard anything or would you believe it? What makes him think that's the case? Is he assuming based off the moves we're making? Or is he um oh, what makes him think that's the case? Does he have inside information? If that's true, that's actually kind of exciting. You can't hear me? Is there something wrong with my microphone? Can anybody else have an issue with my audio? Jacob Ketzinger, thank you for the $2. Didn't state a source. That's why I was asking. The fact that we traded Wilson might indicate that, yeah. Okay, we're good? Alright, thank you. I don't know if I can watch the press conference on stream. YouTube don't like that stuff. Maybe the food gamer, I don't know. You would hope so, Blake Johns. Almost definitely Austin WK. If they're not, that's terrible. DJ Wilborn, thank you for the $2. Burns was good with the Steelers, but I don't know now. Apparently, according to PFF, he had his best year in Chicago. PFF thinks he had his best year in Chicago, so if he was good in Pittsburgh, he was great last year. Yes, Greg Silver, I do. Hmm. Why am I out of focus? I've definitely heard of Artie. He was a first round pick. Scott Chomzitsky, thank you for the $5 on Venmo, buddy. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Annoying. I don't think so, Blake. It's a 1 year deal, 2 million. I don't think that kind of contract changes that. Yeah, basically. Paul, I kind of like the Goff idea because Detroit will pay you to take him. Trevor, I would be okay with the Baker thing as long as you don't have to give up anything to get him, but I'm kind of afraid you would because he's young. Like, you might actually have to give up an asset. I want somebody like Jared Goff who you could get the Lions to give away. Miles Jack would be a good fit in any defense, I think. But he's going to cost some money that I don't know if I want to give up. Yeah, Baker's entering his 5th year. Aiden Davis, we might give up like a 6th round pick, but Detroit sends a 4th round pick or something like that. Well, Kyler, I don't want a rookie if we're going to have this garbage offensive line that he's going to get killed by. Yeah, Goff would be good for this offense, but I mean, he's not a very good quarterback. Okay, Vizons, I'm gonna make a video about that this weekend, probably. Once it's guaranteed that we're not gonna trade that pick, I'll make a video talking about it a little bit. All right. Yeah, Goff's stats are not that bad, but he's very mediocre. But hey, maybe that'll do something for Carroll. We know he likes that stuff. Hey, Raven. Troy Aikman and Joe Buck are going to be Monday Night Football, really. Yeah. So forgettable. Michael, I just uploaded an Artie Burns video. I mean, it can't be wrong. Even if Artie Burns, like, even if Artie Burns is like never plays for us, it's 1 year, 2 million. Who gives a crap? It's fine. I mean, Artie was pretty good last year, so All right, big baller, you're out of here. Enough of that. I mean, why should we be on prime time this year if Drew Lock is our quarterback? Yeah, he's probably going to be our slot. I've never thought of Baker as being very accurate, but it could be a coaching thing, I guess. Big baller Brian kept posting fake news. He's probably 12 years old and thinks that shit's funny. It's not. Especially after the first 8 times. Maybe it's funny the first 2 times. I gotta update the bot. I'm 32 now. I haven't updated that thing in 2 years. I want to trade for. I kind of like the Jared Goff thing. It's only going to be 1 year, and then you can move on from him. No strings attached. He gets to run an offense that he's familiar with, and you rock with it. I don't really want Gilmore, Dominic. Not a fan of Gilmore. Well, remember, Burns was cheap. Burns was really cheap, so I don't think it's a massive amount of power just because of this, but he's clearly got some say. If Deshaun goes to the 49ers, can we get Trey Lance? Although I guess we wouldn't want him because he's clearly atrocious. Yeah, I kind of want to do that. If Carroll refuses to throw a season away, if Carroll refuses to throw the season away, then I like the idea of trading for Goff, getting paid a little bit to take on his salary, write him out a year, and then move on. Ratio King, you were here yesterday when I spent like half the day talking about that. You were here basically the whole time. I spent half my day talking about that yesterday. I saw the Landon Collins thing. Anthony, they would have to. The only reason why the Lions would do it is to dump salary. What if this rebuild fails? Then it fails. Failed rebuilds happen all the time. That's part of the risk of rebuilding, but you still do it sometimes when it's necessary. If we take Carson Strong at number 9, I will immediately shut the stream down on draft day. I will turn the stream off and go back to bed. Okay, things look pretty quiet for the moment. Captain Kirk just signed his extension. Yeah, if you can get the Lions to pay you to take Jared Goff, then why not get an asset out of it? You're going to throw the season away anyway, and Pete has this pathological need to squeeze meaningless wins out. Why not? I think that's the best way to enable him. Well, I don't know what it could be. It could be a fourth rounder, third rounder. I don't know. I don't know what it's worth to the Lions. But the idea to me is sound. Again, if it were up to me, I would just go into the season with Drew Lock and let him lose 13, 14 games. But Pete is not down with that. And in fairness to Pete, if we're really bad this year, I think the fan base might become so boisterous in demanding his removal that the team would have to do it. Josh Rosen. Wow. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel now. Josh Rosen, maybe the most inexcusable bust in the last 20 years. Lions ain't building around Goff. That's goofy. Baker Mayfield wants to get traded to the Colts. Man, even Baker Mayfield don't want to come here. But that means Matt Ryan doesn't have anywhere to go except us. Israel, more people are going to scream for Pete's head the more we lose. I think a lot of fans don't understand a rebuild. They have one-track minds. They see we're losing a lot and they're like, Eh, let's go Brandon Pete on Pete Carroll. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not mad that Baker don't want to come here. Guys, Matt Ryan is a dome QB. Matt Ryan is a dome quarterback. If he comes here, he's playing in bad weather most of the time. The Falcons would pay us a ton of stuff to take Matt Ryan because we would have to inherit so much of his salary. That's the idea, guys. The idea is you take on a mediocre, expensive quarterback and get the team that is giving him up to pay you to take them. That's the idea I'm trying to explore here. It's not about getting somebody good, getting somebody who will win a lot of games. Bergs, I think it's trying to be a 1 year. I think it's just like a 1 year tank. And then we think in the second year we can compete, so we're trying to keep some good players around. That's my only guess. We're going for it in 2023. Governor Party Tits, I think you need more because you'd have to pay so much of Matt Ryan's salary. The Falcons, like if they move Matt Ryan at this point, it costs them like an extra 15 million. Kirk Cousins is off the table. He signed an extension. No, no glory. No. The closest that anyone ever came was Roethlisberger, I think. Yeah, I mean, Brian, that's true, but I don't think either gives you that much of a chance to win. So just get the guy who's gonna actually get you some assets on top. I think Derek Carr is a little too good and yet not good enough. Brandon, I like Thibodeau and Ojabo. Thibodeau and Ojabo are currently kind of my guys, but maybe Cross if we decide to go offensive line. I like that. Instantly mighty Johnny boy, but the Broncos would never do that. I would do that in 2 seconds, and the only reason why it would take me two is I would spend the first second orgasming all over myself because somebody actually offered me that trade. Like, holy crap, that's the best trade I've ever seen in my life, but the Broncos will never do it. Tommy, oh, I don't know. I guess Matt Ryan because the Falcons would give you a lot to take him. You would need to give me a first round pick almost to get Matt Ryan. I'm not giving up no first round pick. Are you insane? My Thailand, that number doesn't account for the Quandre Diggs contract, which is significant. Uh, Tombo, you can't go wrong with it. It's 1 year, 2 million. Even if he doesn't play, it's fine. I like it. He played well for the Bears last year. Definitely a Desai signing. I like it. I'm on board. Gimme. Albin because they probably want to get their quarterback. Goff is clearly not their long term guy. What notable free agents are available? Clowney's still out there. Von Miller, Chandler Jones, they're all out there. Akeem Hicks is still out there. J.C. Treader. Yeah, Seattle did like Mayfield coming out of the draft, but we've now had 4 years of evidence that he's not that good. So I don't know why he would still be somebody you really like. Maybe you want to take a shot, but you can't give up anything of value for him. What about Cam? We already have a tank commander quarterback. Why do we need another one? Drew Lock can lose games perfectly fine. I wouldn't mind Winston, I guess, but I don't think he's good enough. I hope they don't learn anything from Drew Lock. They better not learn anything from Drew Lock. I mean, the Artie Burns thing is cheap, so can't be that bad. At worst, it doesn't play. At worst, he don't play, but at this amount of money, it's not. It's not exactly a problem. Want a Hawks game? What? What? Ryan? What? Not unless you're Anna Nystrom. Not unless your real name is Anna Nystrom or Whitney Thornquist. I need to make a haircut appointment, actually. It's been a minute. Not as a date? Then no. At 1 o'clock. Bridgewater's whatever. I don't really care about Bridgewater that much. He is better than Locke, but he's also got no higher ceiling than what he is. He's just a guy. I doubt he's announcing anything significant. Like, what would he announce? Man, at least Stephen Jones is in our GM. Holy crap, Stephen Jones is going to be a disaster. What a moron. Stephen Jones, holy crap, he's going to run that team into the ground. Yeah, I like Jordan Brooks well enough. JD McKissick changed his mind and is signing back with the command. Wow. He did him dirty. Too kind of too bad. I thought he I think JD is really good for what the Browns are going to be trying to do. I actually think McKissick's the perfect player for the Buffalo offense. It's almost too bad. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know why he would change his mind. Armando Colon, thank you for the $5. I will bet Pete has a better comeback than Belichick without Brady. Thoughts? I mean, Belichick had a really good comeback without Brady so far, so I'm dubious. I am dubious. I very much doubt it. I don't I don't see it. Based off what we're seeing right now, I don't see it. I wouldn't mind the Bills winning the Super Bowl. That'd be kind of fun. Thank you, Seahawk on Sun. What? Why does that audio clip go on so damn long? I need to change that. Last year was an excellent QB draft class, though. This year is not. This year's one of the worst QB draft classes I've ever seen. There's not a single guy in this draft class that is a blue chipper. What are you talking about, Palpoy? We've drafted several players that are not busts since DK. Sometimes you guys think about things a little too binary. Jordan Brooks was after DK. Daryl Taylor's after DK. Damian Lewis was after DK. Some of you guys are a little too binary about this stuff. Hey, brother Abe. Yep, nothing new. I don't know too much about Ritter. I guess that would be okay, Apex, but I don't know. I don't like any of these QBs that much. I don't think we're winning another playoff game under Carroll if I had to guess, but I don't think he's going to be here that much longer. I would extend DK. Personally, I would be cool extending DK. The cap's about to explode. Okay, no problem, Robert. Thank you. Yeah, we didn't save any money on the Wilson trade for this year. The savings are going to be after this year. All right, guys. I will be right back. I got to run upstairs. Be right back. Okay. Eskridge and Debo are nothing like each other, guys. I don't know where that comes from. Debo's like big. Debo can almost play running back. Debo can like blow through tackles. Eskridge is small and elusive. I don't know where that comp is coming from, but I don't see it at all. I'm going to make a video later on about the possibility of trading back from number 9 to get an idea of what we could get, but I am aware of the possibility. Well, okay. Since we've got a little bit of time, uh, okay. Let's make a list of players that I would be okay taking at number 9. Hold on. Okay, list of players I would be cool taking at number 9 overall. Aiden Hutchinson, Ikonwu, Thibodeau, Evan Neal, Jermaine Johnson, Trayvon Walker, Charles Cross, David Ojabo. I think that's 8 guys. Is there a 9th? I don't know about Stingley. I don't know about Sauce because I don't know if we're going to be doing man or zone. So that's 8 guys. Jordan Davis at 9, no. Palpoy, just turn yourself off, okay? Stop trying to collect GI Joes. Let's actually try to build a winning team. So, okay. Am I forgetting anybody? Okay. Evan Neal, Aiden Hutchinson, Ikonwu, Thibodeau, Charles Cross, Trayvon Walker, Jermaine Johnson, Ojabo. So that's 8. So if I can talk myself into Sauce Gardner, then there are 9. No, we don't want Hamilton anymore. I think Trevor Penning is somebody I want to trade down and get. I would trade down and get Trevor Penning or Devin Lloyd. You could trade down at least 3 or 4 spots. Probably Ratio King. Depends on my mood. Ojabo is raw. Ojabo is raw to me. But we have time for him to develop. I think he's going to be better than a lot of these guys. Linderbaum is a guy I would trade down and get. I would not take him at number 9. Evan Neal would be. Evan Neal projects to be a left tackle. I think Ojabo might end up being a top 10 pick. He's got tremendous. I think he has more potential than a guy like Jermaine Johnson. Matt Iodenis' agent, Alan Herman, says the following: We don't particularly care to be lied to our face. That's not the way you conduct business in the National Football League. So apparently there are two teams that treat their players like crap: the Seahawks and the Commanders. Interesting observation. So last night I fell asleep really early and then woke up around like midnight and then was up doing stuff for a few hours. Then I went back to sleep. So, Yeah, the only thing I would say is this: I'm not crazy about taking an edge in the top 10 because I really like the edge guys in the second round, like Mafe, Ebiketie, and maybe even a couple other guys. To me, those guys are really going to be good. So maybe you don't need the edge in the first. Maybe you can get the cornerback in the first. But I don't think you can pass up Thibodeau if he falls there. No, Ryan, we wouldn't be doing it. Amare Bamo, I'm going to have to look into him a little bit more. We're not getting Matt Ryan to win playoff games. Yes, Berg Show. Anybody, any software job right now that doesn't let you work from home, like, go find another software job at this point. Everyone else is letting you do it. If Thibodeau falls to 9, I don't think I can turn him down. But it does occur to me that guys like Mafe and Ebiketie are going to be there later. Or maybe you take Cross if he's there. The only way we take a corner in the first is if we're really changing the defense and Desai has a lot of power. I don't think Carroll would ever want to do it. And honestly, if Carroll has a lot of power, I don't want to do it. Yeah, Berg Show. I drive all the time. Oh, okay, Marcos. That's interesting. I'm okay with taking Willis in the second round, but if we take him at number 9, I think that's terrible. Maybe not terrible, but it's not good because he's a project. He's not a blue chipper like Watson. Why would I have a Porsche if I barely drive it? Like, there's nowhere to drive right now. If I had a Porsche, it would just be sitting in my drive-through driveway almost all the time. No, I don't have a Porsche. Yeah, I don't really want to get him in the mid first. If he goes in the mid first, so be it. But to me, he's a guy whose draft value is going to be massively inflated because there are no good QBs in this draft. This is a crappy QB draft. Contavious Street? Who is that? I don't know if I know that name. I used to work for Microsoft. No, not anymore. I'm not a big fan of Willis at 9. I don't think he's good enough. I'm actually probably going to trade my car in pretty soon, so I guess I could get a new one, but I barely drive anymore. Well, Week 2K, I think we are kind of doing a rebuild. As of right now, these moves that we're making feel like a little bit of a rebuild. These moves, I don't know. Like the Quandre Diggs signing kind of feels otherwise, but I think what's going on is we're doing a 1 year rebuild and we're hoping to compete in year two when those contracts are still there, like Diggs, like Disley, like Al Woods, etc. So I don't know. I do think I'm starting to feel like we might take the year off. The only thing that is making me think otherwise is that Carroll is probably somewhat aware that if we're really bad this year and Denver's really good, the fan base is gonna not accept that. Maybe we don't cut Myers and Carson because we're throwing the year away anyway. I don't know, man. If we're reloading, then why is our offensive line still so atrocious? Like, you can't build your entire offensive line out of rookies. I do believe in the Archie Manning hype. I mean, week 2K maybe, but with this offensive line, I mean, here's the thing. The offensive line we have right now is way worse than it was last year. Last year, you had Dwayne Brown, who was still good. Posick was okay. Brandon Shell was okay. Now you're replacing all those guys with guys like Dakota Shepley, Stone Forsythe. I mean, Curhan's good, so Curhan might be good, so that's fine. But if you actually think you're reloading with this offensive line, then that's even dumber than I thought. Like Stone Forsythe is a sixth round pick who's played like 6 snaps. Or no, wait, what is it? 14? Not some of them are still out there, Rye Cannon, but not a lot. Okay, so let me run something past you guys. What if the Eagles called you and said, "Hey, we want the number 9 pick. Will if you give us the number 9 pick, we will give you the number 16 pick and our second round pick, which I think is 51 overall. Are you doing that? I think I would probably be willing to do that if I'm not in love with the options at that pick. The value is approximately equivalent. In terms of raw objective value, it's approximately equivalent. Okay, what if the Eagles called you and said, if you give us 9, we will give you 16 and our first round pick next year? Are you. That's not necessarily true, very rare sauce. Terrence Barbie, it literally is. So, yeah, I think that is approximately equivalent value. For number 9, for number 16, and the Eagles' first round pick in 2023. That is something that is approximately of equivalent value. I think that would be pretty sexy. I would probably take that. To me, it all depends on who is there at number 9. Zua, do you actually think that the number 9 pick is worth that? That's insane. No, literally 16 in the second rounder is equivalent, Terrence Barbie. I'm looking at the chart right now. It is equivalent. Okay, you week 2K. What if you had comfort that we would fire Carroll and Schneider and get a new front office in there for that pick? If you guys think that moving down 7 spots is worth all that money, I think you're a little delusional. Jonathan Dela Cruz, Steelers 9 from 20 for a second and third and the 20. Okay, let me do the math here. Oh, that's funny. John Schneider, the heist job. Have you been paying attention to football lately? That's hilarious that you think that, especially at this point. Okay, so the 9 pick is worth 1350. Number 20 is worth 850. So you've got to make up 500 points. Pittsburgh's second is worth 380. Their third is worth 170. So you would be winning that trade. So you move down 11 spots in the first round and you pick up a mid second and a mid third. That is a win in terms of value, but are you willing to move down that far in the draft? Ninth pick and 40th pick for 16 and 19. Okay, that's 1850. That's almost perfect. That's actually almost a perfect trade. 9 and 40 for 16 and 19. That's actually almost perfect. Okay, what did Quandre Diggs tweet? What are you guys talking about? Fabio, stop spamming. What? Huh. Well, we'll see what that means. Maybe. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about moving up. Would you trade number 9 and number 41 to move up to number 4 overall? Is there anybody you see who you would move up for 5 spots and give up one of your second round picks for? If you're moving up that far, maybe you have a chance at Evan Neal, but probably you're guaranteeing yourself Thibodeau. Or maybe, okay, well, who goes top 3? Hutchinson, Evan Neal, X. Okay, what about every pick we have in this draft and our second rounder next year for the number 1? I'm being facetious, by the way. But that's actually what it would cost approximately. All of our picks, second rounder next year for the number 1 overall. It might have to be Denver's first next year. Ugh, excuse me. Okay. This draft is going to be weird. I don't have a great sense for who the top picks are going to be. It's not like last year when you already knew it was going to be Lawrence and then Wilson. This year, I have no idea. I wish I had a better idea. I'm trying to figure out how many guys I would fist pump get it in with at number 9 overall. Hmm. I don't think Trevor Penning's a top 10 pick. I don't. If you want to trade up one spot, you would probably have to give up your 4th rounder or maybe both of your 5th rounders. So if you wanted to go up one spot to Atlanta's pick, that's probably what it would take. Baker ain't working perfect for anything except for a tank. Baker is perfect for us in the sense that we're trying to lose, maybe. Kenny Pickett in the top 10 sounds disgusting. I would stop watching football if the Giants use Kenny Pickett as a top 10 pick just out of general disgust, even though I'm not a Giants fan. I like Brees Hall. I like Brees Hall. I'll say that. Okay. Okay, let's try this. We trade Minnesota number 9 and one of our 5th round picks, and they give us number 12 and their 3rd round pick. So we move down 3 spots and swap one of our 5th rounders for a 3rd rounder. What do you guys think about that? So you move down 3 spots and you move up 70 spots in the middle of the draft. Could you still get Ojabo at 12? If Ojabo's your dude, can you get Ojabo at 12? Who do you want in the 3rd round to do that? Maybe Abraham Lucas is my guy. I kind of like Abraham Lucas. They'd have to give us the 3rd alone. I mean, the Vikings might be okay doing that if they're desperate, but it would be an L trade for them in terms of the raw value. If the Vikings are the one who initiate, maybe you could pull that off. You move down 3 spots, pick up a 3rd rounder, it's possible. I mean, honestly, Matt Corral could be there in the 3rd round. The quarterbacks in this draft are huge unknowns. You have to take an OT if you pick at 12. You could maybe that's a decent area to take Trevor Penning. Trevor Penning at 12 is a little more reasonable to me than 9. I'm a big Ojabo fan. I'll say that. If we have to spend a top 10 pick on Corral, then somebody else can have him. I don't. I'm not into him enough to do that. I don't like any of the QBs in this draft enough to use the number 9 on him. This draft is the definition of QBs get overvalued because none of them are any good. PASS. What if you trade? Okay, yeah, trading the 9 and the 40 for 2 of Philly's 1st round picks, like 16 and 19. That would at least make taking a quarterback believable. I don't see that much arm talent with Corral. I see some things with Corral. I sure as hell don't see arm talent. Yeah, Ebiketti's interesting for sure. Lock for Daniel Jones. Giants wouldn't do that. I need to look at Corral a little bit more, but I don't see top 10 from him at all. If the Browns can get 2 second round picks for Baker, that's incredible. All right. Well, looks like the Wilson trade's official anyway. Everyone passed their physical. Jacob Kessinger, thank you for the $2. Third round flyer on Strong if knee healthy. That's my jam right there. Give me Carson Strong in a third rounder, maybe even later than that because he got hurt. That's the kind of thing I'm into right now. Give me somebody who can sit for a year. Don't give me somebody in the top 10 who isn't even going to be ready to play immediately. Bergso, stop spamming comments. If Malik Willis goes top 10, then I think you just have to hope you're not the dumbass team that made him go in the top 10. I like him, but he's a project. You don't spend a top 10 pick on a QB who's not going to be ready year one. Jacob Kessinger, thank you for the $2. Cartilage transplant reported success on Strong. Yeah, I know. I mean, I know he's going to be okay, but if you got him and you don't fix this offensive line, then you can just let Strong sit on the bench and not get murdered for a year. No, Mike Thon. Russell Wilson, when he came out of the college, was clearly more NFL ready than a guy like Malik Willis. Mahomes has the most arm talent of any quarterback I've ever seen, like ever. Comparing him to a guy like Malik Willis seems goofy to me. Well, yes, Daniel, you can't trust anything this front office says right now, obviously. I would take Willis in the second round. Second round, okay. Now you're talking in the second round. Corral is definitely on my list, but if he's a first round pick, uh If Corral actually goes in the first round, God, spending the number 9 pick on Corral. Yeah. Wait, hold on, guys. We got some news. Got a little bit of news. Not seen it yet. Nwosu. Hold on here. Okay. Okay, guys. It looks like we've got Nwosu from the Chargers, outside linebacker. Played 4 years with the Chargers. Played in almost every game. Had a career high last year of 5 sacks. Let's see here. 1 interception, 40 tackles, 17 QB hits, 30 QB pressures. Pretty good. Okay, let's take a look here. Um, PFF thought he was pretty good in 2021. Really good in 2020. 2019, pretty good. 2018, very solid. Okay. Okay. So we've got ourselves an outside linebacker. Could be Mayowa on the move, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, he's an outside linebacker in a 3-4. He's going to either be somebody who rotates in off the bench or somebody who starts across from Daryl Taylor. No, Berg Show, I'm not sad about Russell being gone. I'm sad about Carroll and Schneider still being here. To me, that's a much bigger problem. Founey's not gone. 10.5 million guaranteed. Oh, look at that. Drew Rosenhaus is his agent. You guys remember Drew Rosenhaus? Mr. Next Question? Next question, next question, next question. A rotation player with 10, well, it's 10 million a year. It's 2 years, 20 mil. So he did start for the Chargers, so maybe he is going to start here. How many snaps did he play in 2021? Let me see here. Okay, he played a lot of snaps. He only had 5 sacks, but he did have 30 pressures. Which is 30 pressures is pretty good. I'd give up like a 6th round pick for Jordan Love. Jordan Love is trash. The Berg Show, don't fall in love with players. These players don't care about you, okay? If you fell in love with a player, that's on you. Don't fall in love with players. They don't give a rip about you. All right. Seems fine to me. Test. All right, guys, we have ourselves our first significant outside move of free agency for the Seattle Seahawks. Just came across the wire like 5 minutes ago. The Seattle Seahawks agreed to terms on a 2-year deal worth $20 million, so $10 million a year for Uchenna Nwosu, previously of the Los Angeles Chargers. He just turned 25, coming off the best year of his career. Played like 45 snaps a game for the Chargers last year. Started almost every game. Had 5 sacks and 30 QB pressures. So had not a huge breakout year, but a solid year. Good pass rusher. We could start him an outside linebacker across from Darrell Taylor. PFF thinks he's a pretty good player. So there's something going on in that regard. If you don't feel comfortable starting him, you can bring him off the bench, rotate him in, and either way, I think this is pretty reasonable. It is $10 million a year. That is significant, but it's not near what you would have had to give up to give somebody like a Von Miller or a Chandler Jones, and he's a lot younger. He could get better, by the way. He's entering now his 5th year. He's about to turn. He's going to turn 26 at the end of next year. So you may have your edge rushers for the 2022 season in Taylor and Nwosu. Both those guys very young. Both those guys have a chance to get better. So seems pretty good. It seems to also fit into the theory that I had last night about the 2-year plan, where you're going to kind of take 2022 off, but you're trying to give yourself options for 2023. So you want to bring in guys and keep them around until that season. So this makes it less likely we go after the big guns at outside linebacker and free agency. I'm not convinced it takes us out of the running for a big time defense outside linebacker in the draft. But maybe instead of using our first pick on a defensive end like a Jermaine Johnson, or excuse me, an edge like Jermaine Johnson, like Ojabo, like Thibodeau, maybe we're thinking more Mafe or Ebiketie in the second. But it does make that first round pick a little more easier to figure out, I think. But seems like a decent signing. I'm not going crazy over it. 30 pressures last year for the Chargers. You hope he can continue to get better and maybe become more of a sack artist. So it does seem like that 2-year plan is in effect. But Seattle Seahawks have signed Uchenna Nwosu, 2 years, $20 million to be probably a starting outside linebacker in the new 3-4 defense. All right. See you guys later. Go Hawks. All right. So I think it's pretty good. I don't love it, but it's good. Well, it's not competition for Taylor, Jacob. It's more like it's not so much competition as it is another player at that position. You need a lot of guys who can do that. Chandler Jones finalizing a deal with the Raiders. Okay. Chandler Jones going to the Raiders. Ooh, we play the Raiders this year. He always kills us. That's not good. Friendly rivalry spurs growth. Thank you for the $2, Jacob Kessinger. Maybe. Well, Tumbo, remember, it's a 2-year deal. Berg Show, not intelligent fans. Intelligent fans don't fall in love with players because the players don't give a crap about you. Yeah, Tumbo, that's possible too. But I think we're trying to give ourselves some room to be good in 2023 if we find the right quarterback. That's my best guess. Give me outside linebacker. That division's going to make Russ's life hell, even if he does good. Pete and John might not be here in 2 years, even if things don't go too badly. I don't know. This almost feels. I do get big Sean Desai is going to be taking that job soon vibes. Yeah, do not fall in love with players, guys. If you fall in love with a player, then you're going to have a bad time. The players don't care about you. The players care about themselves. They care about their money, they care about their performance. Joe Flacco has re-signed with the New York Jets. $17 million a year is the estimate for Chandler. Don't fall in love with a player, guys. They don't care about you. Be a fan of a team. Or be like these LeBron fanboys who just follow LeBron around wherever team he goes, they become a fan of. Joe Flacco is definitely not elite. Well, if we played Jordan Brooks at outside linebacker, Daniel, that would have been I hope we're not that stupid. Yannick Ngakwe traded to the Colts for Rock Yassin. Yeah, okay. We got some stuff happening. I've always liked Ngakwe. No, of course the teams don't love you, but you still got to be a fan of a team, or else what the hell is the point of all this if you just follow players around? You got to put the team. You got to put the team of above. You got to realize the team is bigger than any one player. Jacob Kessinger, thank you for the $2. Coverage linebacker in the second or third to pair with Brooks. I do kind of like Troy Anderson. He's got speed. Uchenna is a pass rusher. Uchenna is a pass rusher. Going to play across from Daryl Taylor. Yeah, Shelby Harris is pretty nice. According to PFF, Nwosu had 40 pressures. PFF. All right. Okay, so the Raiders are getting Chandler Jones and they're trading Ngakwe. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, PFF loves to give people pressures. They're like Oprah. All right, Uchenna and Taylor starting. Mayowa coming off the bench. Hopefully we get somebody like Mafe to come off the bench as well. Got a little something. Not bad. Not for sale. Thank you for the 4.99. Jones X Crosby, Mac X Bosa, Clark X Jones. Russ will be running for his life like usual. Broncos are lucky to win 8 games. I think they are going to win some games. I think they're going to win more than 8 games. But Russ will be running for his life in that division. Jordan Archer, thank you for the $2. OL first. And hope Corral or Ritter falls to second. That's not a terrible idea. Turns 26 years old on December 28th, so he's very young. Okay. I'm on board. It seems fine to me. I don't completely love it, but it seems fine. David, we already have a tank commander. Why do we need another one? Rebuild looking better all of a sudden? I wouldn't go that far, but this is a decent enough move. We had checked in on Chandler Jones. I would rather have Nwosu than Jones. I would rather have Nwosu than Jones just because Jones is old. Probably wasn't going to be elite by the time we were actually able to go for it. The Chummies, thank you for the $1.99. Who do you have the Seahawks taking at 9? Right now, I'm kind of hoping we can get Cross. Cross is probably my guy right now, but I'm. There are a couple other guys that would be cool too, but right now I'm thinking Cross. I still think Kansas City will win that division, though. I will bet on Andy Reid, one of the best coaches in the league, over Hackett, who doesn't impress me at all. I'll say that. I will always bet on Andy Reid. That Chiefs team completely blew up their offensive line, had like a half year when it really wasn't doing that well, and they still won the division. So I still would like the Kansas City, but that's going to be a very fun division to watch. That's for sure. Okay. Um, Ngakwe can't play the run. That might be part of it, but guys like that should have value even if they can't play the run. I'm not impressed with Hackett's resume, I'll say that. He smacks of a clipboard holder to me. That's the hang up I have with this Broncos team. I don't know about Hackett. Even if he's going to be good, it might take some time. Alexander, I think Sidney Rice was more. Sidney Rice was more than this. Well, maybe it's too expensive, but if it is Ratio King, it's only by a little bit, so I'm not going to worry about it that much. I would much rather overpay Nwosu by like 2 million than overpay Will Disley by 6 million, which by the way we did, so you know. This is better. I think Sidney Rice signed for more than 10 million per year. People were saying that about Matt LaFleur. Yeah, maybe. How did we overpay Disley? Go look at his stats, bro. It's not pretty. Joe Flacco is Joe Bacco. What was Sidney Rice's contract? Okay, it was 541. Wow, okay then. All right. We finally made a relatively expensive move. All right. I like this. I don't feel the need for a QB right now. Yeah, I follow Matty F. Brown on Twitter. He hates Wilson, man. Like, I had my issues with Wilson the last couple years, but Matty F. Brown thinks Wilson just is complete garbage. Well, right now our offensive line is terrible. I'd rather let Drew Lock deal with that than let somebody who I actually like deal with it. You may as well let him. Yeah, I don't under. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know Matty F. Brown's a defense and run game guy, but his hatred for Wilson is extreme. Rams still think they're going to get Von Miller back, and our front office won't move a dollar to future years because they're afraid. Well, I don't follow Evan Hill. Why would you follow Evan Hill unless you hate yourself, dog? Michael Bohart, welcome to the channel. So, what if in 2022 our outside linebacker rotation is Taylor and Nwosu with Mafe and Mayoa off the bench? That's not bad. Or what if it was Taylor and Nwosu starting with Mafe and Ebiketie off the bench if you used both your second round picks on edge players? And then Mayoa gets cut or becomes a third stringer, pure third stringer. Hmm. Dunlap probably needs to go too. I don't think he can play in this defense. I follow Filoki a little bit. Yeah, I uploaded the Uchenna video just now. It should be up. Mafe is a dude who was projected to be a fifth round pick not that long ago, but he's been doing so good lately, he keeps moving on up. The Berg Show, haircuts are cheap. Why would I care about saving $20 every month? Power Hitter 427, if the draft was today, who's your dream pick at 9? I would say Charles Cross. I'm going to say Charles Cross. 1 second, guys. Be right back. Okay. What's up, people? All right, guys. So in like 20 minutes here, 15, 20 minutes, I'm going to have to go upstairs and dog watch for a minute. What's going on with the RB situation? I'm not sure. But running backs, you can find running backs. Ooh, Yannick Ngakwe got traded for Rock Yassin trade up. Straight up. Um, uh, okay, there we go. Cardinals bringing back Max Williams. I remember Max Williams. Okay, so should I? I'm gonna in about 15 minutes here. I'm gonna go upstairs. I got a dog watch. Do you guys want me to jump on my laptop and stream from there for a little bit, or do you guys want me to just put the "Be Right Back" screen up here and be back in like maybe half an hour? All right, I'll jump on the laptop. So in like 15 minutes, I'm gonna kill this stream. Bring the laptop up, and we'll stream for a little bit, and then I'll bring this stream back after I get to after I don't have to watch the dog anymore. Nwosu is a right edge, which means Taylor gets to play off the left side. I really like that because Taylor has said himself he likes the left side better. Nwosu was the dude who picked off Mahomes in a game last year. Wow, very nice play. All right, Nwosu seems good to me, man. I like it. I'm seeing 17 quarterback hits, MJJ. Well, Taylor does actually kind of need to switch sides, but he's switching sides to the side that he's better on. Apparently, Taylor likes the left side more than the right side. So this allows him to do that, which is exciting to me. Still not seeing anything on Penny. I wonder if there's a market for him or not. I would cut Dunlap Vaughn. I don't think he fits in. Yeah, I feel like the plan. I feel like the plan is to suck in 2022, and then 2023, hopefully, we got the quarterback. And then we've got all these guys we're signing to 2-year deals, or basically 2-year deals. Marcos, if we cut Dunlap post June 1st, we save over $5 million. I think too many people see Penny as brittle. He is. Keep Dunlap and let him rush at end on the side you bring your outside linebacker. I feel like the Bengals tried to do that with him and he wasn't good at it at all. If that's not true, then maybe you could make it work, but I feel like they tried that at Cincinnati and it was a problem. Dunlap doesn't need to retire. He just needs to go to a team where he can always play with his hand in the dirt. Dunlap is a hand in the dirt guy, I'm almost positive. Shalvin Powell, I think we want to run a lot of two tight end sets. Yeah, maybe it's Corral. I wouldn't. I'm not saying anything bad about Corral. Who's the starting three on the D line? Right now, it's probably Puna, Shelby, and Woods. Right now, it's those three guys, probably. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know, Tumbo. I still think Dunlap's good. I just don't know what he does in this defense that will be utilizing his talents to the best of his abilities. It's a decision the coaching staff is going to have to make. Hopefully, they make the right one. That's really all I can say at this point. What was I saying about Sydney? No, I didn't say anything about Sydney. We re-signed him 2 days ago. I mean, we're going to officially re-sign him in about an hour here. How much cap space do we have left? We've got cap space, especially if we make some moves. But I think we have enough cap space to do more stuff. Well, Nwosa's a hell of a lot better to sign than Ziggy. Yeah, I think Hyder will be good playing 3-4 and 2. Maybe get Akeem Hicks as well. Throw him in there. And you've got some pretty good defensive line. Dunlap's not a free agent. Dunlap's under contract for the moment. Yeah, Dunlap's still good. Any chance Locke could be a stud? I think it's pretty unlikely, but it's not impossible. Stranger things have happened. Joe, I have no idea about Puna. I think that could go either way. We just have to hope the coaching staff makes a decision there and gets that decision right. I think Akeem Hicks would be like 5 or 6 mil a year. I don't think Carson has value. He just had a massive neck injury. He's a power back with a neck injury. That's bad news. Chandler Jones has agreed to a 3-year deal. So I think we're looking at 3 years, 51 million. So Chandler Jones got 3 years, 51 million. TN, it doesn't seem like it to me, but who knows? So every team in that division is going at it with some primo pass rushers. Except I get well, Denver has Bradley Chubb. If they get Von Miller back, then that would be pretty sick. But as of right now, it's Bradley Chubb and who? Music Kingdom. I like it. I'm intrigued. Oh yeah, Randy Gregory. Okay, so they got Chubb and Randy Gregory. No, Hasselbeck was nowhere near as good as Russ. Hasselbeck was good. He executed the Holmgren system very well, but he was nowhere near as good as Russ. I liked Hasselbeck a lot, but no, absolutely not. Yeah, I kind of like DJ Jones. He's not really a pass rusher, but he's pretty good. So Randy Gregory, Bradley Chubb, Mac Crosby and Chandler Jones, Bosa and Mac, Frank Clark and Chris Jones. That is sick, man. No problem, Jason Wing. Well, Chubb can't stay healthy. That's the thing. Chubb can't stay healthy. That's the problem with him. I know, Joe. That the thing is, the Denver offensive line last year was not good. Not good at all. They apparently ranked like 28th in pass rush win rate or pass block win rate, which is worse than us. So they need to get better. They definitely need to get better there, if that's true. Honey Badger to the Raiders. Interesting. Jets are tendering Mike White for $2.6 million. Anthony, welcome to the channel. Yes, we are Mind Lab. I didn't hear. I heard Denver was 28th. They might have been. If they were 31st, then that's even worse. Ugh. I don't know how he could suddenly become more mobile. Maybe his mobility is utilized more, but how does he become more mobile when he gets a year older? That don't make no sense. Yeah, okay. I think I'm on board with the Nwosu signing. I like it. It's interesting. I think it makes sense. Pretty solid, but um time will tell. Uh Mind Lab. Pete Carroll said he was, and so did Desai, and Clint Hurt basically insinuated it as well. So I guess they could all be lying, but we're now signing 3-4 guys. Like Nwosu's a 3-4 guy. So signing him and not running a 3-4 would be beyond stupidity. I know, Mr. M. I need to come up with another GIF. What should I do? Yeah, Mass. I agree. Not really, Shelvin. I don't really want Fournette. I don't think I don't like. I'm not. I've never been a Fournette guy. Brett, not exactly, but I know we have money. I'm not worried about it. We can create more money too if we need to, but if we're tanking, we shouldn't. Hmm. 3 years, 51 mil for Chandler Jones. The Berg Show, why are you using a random hypothetical? What if we win our first two games? What if I play Russian roulette later today with a semi automatic pistol? What's your point? Like, okay. Then we would reevaluate. It's a hypothetical, dude. If that happens, we'll reevaluate. But as of right now, I can only assume that we're tanking. What the heck? Well, Gino's not on the roster right now, but he might be better than Drew Lock, honestly. He might be. Matt Ryan would be an okay fit if not for the fact that he's a dome QB. I don't want Tyler Huntley. When do you think we will address the offensive line? Looking like we might do it in the draft, but there are still guys out there we could get. Matt Ioannidis. Well, we don't need a 3 tech if we're running 3-4 stuff, Iden. If you get Matt Ioannidis, you'd need him to be able to play defensive end in a 3-4. So, yes, nowhere new. I kind of agree right now. Nwosu was the dude who had a strip sack of Lamar Jackson in the playoffs when Lamar was trying to lead the team to a last second come from behind victory. Huh. Nice play. Yeah, Michael, I agree. All right, guys. I'm going to kill the stream for a little bit. I'll be back in a moment on my laptop. See you guys in a bit. Go Hawks. But, yeah, we'll bring this back a little bit later. See you guys soon.